welcome back to my channel. It's Nyama Miranda. If you're new here, hi, welcome. And if you're an old regular, welcome back. So today I decided I'm gonna do a whole story time video that I've wanted to do for so long. I just feel like it's a great time to talk about it, and it's nothing horrible basically. So you see from the title that I almost got arrested in Germany, in Europe. So while I do that, I'm gonna play with makeup and see what I can do with makeup. I'm not that good, so don't come for me. Don't come for me. I wanna try out a new technique. So basically when I do my makeup, I normally use red lipstick to hide out some dark spots, but I want to try making the whole red lipstick on my face, like maybe half of my face, like do it like a first layer before everything else, before all other products. So I got my red lipstick here. It's really old. It's Raw Beauty lipstick in shade 051. Been having it for the longest. I have 4 different types of concealers. I have Wet n Wild in 84 5B dark cocoa, and then these 3 are smudge concealers. This one is in mahogany, and then we have medium beige, and then we have ivory. Ivory is the lightest one. We've been having this for quite a while. So basically all the makeup that I have here, it's pretty much old. I have not purchased anything except this one. This is really, I don't know, you'll see that it's very new. My sister bought this, and then the other new thing that's here, it's the Fit Me makeup setting spray. She bought these 2 items in Rundu, and then the brushes are also old except these 2 brushes. This is a 2H brush, and this. So first I'm gonna mix with my language, my home language on this one. Storytime. So I think I'm gonna put this on maybe my cheeks and my chin. Okay, disclaimer, I think this is going to be the most epic failed makeup I've ever done. Let me use the phone. It's much more, I can see properly. Okay. So I don't know, should I like blend it out now or later? Don't come for me. Don't come for me. This is my technique. I remember I did this, but I didn't do the full face, but I've done it once when I went to graduate. And my makeup turned up just fine. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't too light. It wasn't too neutral. Okay. I think this is a lot. Miranda, you're gonna. Anyways, so more 2016, no, more 2015. I was working for an organization called 4H Namibia. So 4H Namibia is a youth organization that works with kids from the age of 6, basically primary to tertiary, okay, age 6 to 35. So I was working as a volunteer. And as I was working as a volunteer, I got promoted to be a field worker. Basically volunteer and field worker in my head is the same thing. So as I was working there, I was working in Rundu. That time I was in Rundu. So I was making a little bit of bucks. We're given pocket money, I would say. Okay, cool. So in 2015, a trip came up. So basically in 4H we have camps that we do, like throughout the year. We have different camps that we do. We have camps with the members being the school kids, and then we have our workshops and other stuff like that, right? But then in Europe they have a thing called Nordic camp. So Nordic camp happens every once in a year, but in different countries. It's being hosted in different countries. So that year it was being hosted in Finland. So my boss is telling me like, okay, this is what's going on. There's a trip, but we don't have money. So someone, like the people that are only eligible to go, it was me and my two cousins, Hannah and Kiki, and then our boss, obviously. Okay. I think I'm going to blend it out now. I don't want to just keep talking. So I was like, all right, that's nice. So I was like, I want to go. I want to attend this. Like, I really want to attend this event because, like, prior to that, before I even got this job, I think I was still like maybe in high school or something. I always had a dream of like, I wanna like one day I'm gonna go out of the country with work in Europe or in the US. And that time, United States of America was the biggest thing in my mind because I wanted to move to the US and give acting a shot in Hollywood, right? But then it never worked out because I really never got support to be able to do that. So I was like fantasizing most of the time. Little did I know I was manifesting it, right? I was manifesting it into existence. So come 2015, guys, I look like this cartoon. Come not come on. But anyways, so come 2015, I'm like, okay, so my boss tells us that. And then he's like, okay, so we're gonna look for sponsorship and donations so that one can go or two of us can go. I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like on my boss case. I was like, so did you get anything? Did you get anything? And luckily, in 2011, I got a passport. I already applied for my passport in 2011, so I had the valid passport, right? And he was like, no, I didn't get yet. So, court, okay, cool, Dwagwana sponsor. He's like, okay, no, I got a sponsor, so I have to do a coin flip between you and your two friends, like who's gonna go. And I was like, okay, cool, no problem. So it came into favor. He texted me. No, he actually emailed me like, hey, Julia, you the office has nominated you to be a member that's going to go for the Nordic camp and represent 4H Namibia. I was like, oh my God. And it was in the office. I felt really happy, but I also felt bad because my colleague and I were actually like really like working so hard on our outfits and we're talking about going together. And then it came down that I was going alone with my boss. So, okay, cool. Times are with that, and then we go. So, the National Youth Council NYC sponsored our flight tickets, and they gave us one of their employees to go with. Okay, so I'm done with this. I have this powder. It's also fit me in number 2. It's actually supposed to be loose powder. Let me. This is loose powder. Mom bought it a long time ago at Watkins. We're about to run out of it, so I'm just gonna put it here. I don't think this is going to work. So basically, guys, I look pink. But anyways, so makuranya tatuzisanye. It was a 10-hour flight. So we had a straight flight from Namibia to Europe. So we went through Frankfurt, Germany, right? At the airport. That's the airport that we were in Germany. So mind you, that was my very first time being on a flight. My visa was paid for, my flight was paid for, my accommodation at the hostel in Finland that we slept in the city before continuing the next day, it was paid for. My meals were paid for. So yeah, which was really nice. Okay, then I'm gonna go in again with this Fit Me, just so that I feel like my family is gonna laugh at me after this. So we get there. Kasikoko. Guys, I was so excited. I was so excited. Nobody told me like I should like be mentally prepared for anything and everything. So here I am, a young girl. I went with some gifts, right? In my bag. The one that I was with on the plane, and then the other one that was in my luggage. So we get there. All right, yeah, I said then after this I'm going to put. Okay, I'm gonna spray with the setting spray. Oh, okay, now when we got to Finland, I was having my carry bag, and then I was also having my slapsack, my sleeping bag, because they told me like go airport Zana maybe at that time it was in Namibia, right? That I'm like no, uzokuvrat poro ndinazomodira atati for kusirondeka seri kengororo. I'm like okay, cool. So I get there. Now, mind you, we're three, right? I was the only girl, and then my boss and the other guy. So this other guy was holding my sleeping bag, and nigga was being a gentleman from the get-go, from here all the way there. Okay, so I'm telling him like, you wouldn't play the gentleman thing. You don't even know what I'm carrying. What if I'm carrying drugs? You know, we're just making jokes before we even boarded the plane, right? Boarded the flight, and then he's like, drugs usinke and all that. We're laughing. Everything was just fine. So we're going through the checkpoints there at the airport. I was on the other scanner. He was all the way at the end. Other scanner kasikoko not pity. And then the guys like they asked him like, "What's on this sleeping bag?" The man's like, The guy that we're waiting is like, "No, it's not mine. It's not mine. It's hers." And then I rush over. I'm like, "It's mine." And it's like, "What are these?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's just some gift stuff." And then they like unwrapped the whole bag thing, and they're like, "Yeah, no, these are sharp items." I had bottle openers. They are kind of like white. Like I had a number of them. I think I had maybe 10, 12 of them. And then the guy was like, "No, it's not mine." And I'm like, "It's mine." And then they're asking me like, "What is this? Where did you get this?" I'm like, "I got it from home." And they're like, "No, where are you coming from?" I'm like, "I'm coming from Namibia." And they're like, "Did you get this in Nigeria?" Nigeria? Homie, do you know how far Nigeria is from Namibia? Why on earth would I go get something from there when we both have almost similar animals? I'm like, "No." They're like, "Is this ivory?" I'm like, "No, it's not ivory." And then they're like, "Okay, that's Zico custom. We are taking you for custom." And I'm like so scared. I'm like so scared. And my boss is like, "Don't worry." And they're speaking in Afrikaans, like, "Don't worry. There's nothing to be scared about. You know, you did not do anything wrong." But then in my mind, I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And then we started laughing about it. I'm like, "Oh my gosh." So what if I get arrested? Because we bought this thing from somebody else, and then we're taking it with us. And then what if it is rhino? Because they were like, "What is it made from?" I'm like, it's goat bones. And they're like, "No, it has to be ivory." And I'm like, "No, it's not." Custom. Custom okonye. Miranda is shaking. Because everybody looks so serious, so intense. I'm like, yeah, this one is what I see at border check on TV. This is how they intimidate people. Mind you, guys, it's my very first time out of my motherland, really. My very first time in Europe. And homegirl was about to be arrested. I'm a nane war. I'm a makurangesi, ta kwatange. And then that kapaga mo newspaper see Namibian youth got arrested at German airport for boarding with ivory, or they poached animals. Like it's gonna be a whole scandal in the newspaper. And then on top of that, our organization is going to be defamed. I was like, hey. I was like, Lord, if you take me out of this one, me, I'm not buying anything else again. Hey, Even if I get invited somewhere, I'm not gonna take it with. So, okay, cool. We go there, custom. No, they check the thing. No, it's not ivory. They're like, no, it's okay. You can go. I'm like, well, thank you. So we go back. Now we're about to get to the other side. I have to go through that checkpoint again. So when I went there, the first people that were on the first shift that we found there, they're out. Now it's different people. Now there's this lady. She saw me. She was like, hey, didn't I just talk to you like a while ago? I'm like, yeah, like, are you lost or something? Can I help you? And mind you, she was the most kindest person I met there. So God bless her soul. I'm like, no, we're actually coming from custom and we are about to go. And then she saw my bag, my sleeping bag again being viewed by the others. And then she was like, no, 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 no. They're already done. They're coming from custom. But then they were like, yeah, so where are you taking these? I'm like, I'm taking it with, are you going to sell it? I'm like, no, it's actually gifts that we bought for others, for our friends. Like, what are you going to do in Finland? I'm like, no, we're going with work. And then they're like, yeah, well, these are very sharp items. You cannot go on board with them unless you want to pay for them so that they can be boarded on the flight, the back with the luggages. And I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh, I don't know. We're running out of time. We literally had like less than 5 minutes to board the plane. Otherwise, we're gonna miss our flight. And then my boss is like, you know what? Just give it to them. Like, tell them they can have it. And I'm like, yeah, you can just have it. I don't really have time. They're like, oh, okay, thanks. They took my things. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we almost got arrested. Like, what? Miranda was gonna get arrested in Germany? And I kept on calling a friend of mine for him to come get me when we're there. And he's like, no, my university where I teach is really far, so I can't make it. I know you told me I was supposed to make it, but I had to like take another person's class, so I'm busy. I wouldn't make it. I'm like, okay, nah, I think I'm just gonna do two pumps. You can do this, or you can like spray it on your sponge before you like dab everything in. I'm gonna do it while it's still red here and see what's going to happen. So I don't know, should I start with the eyes, or I think we're gonna do foundation. Oh Lord. Guys, I don't know what I did, but it's not working out. Oh. They said you should not slide. But how can I not slide?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, guys, this is an epic fail. Trust the process. Trust the process. Like, this side is so bright than this side. Like, I don't want to bring foundation on my face because I just don't. Okay, that is the sunny. That Rondonio, we get to Finland at the airport, and then they sent a whole limousine, but we pimpa. It's not a limousine, but it's a chateau. They sent us a chateau, and it comes and it picks us up. They already like booked us rooms. So basically, the Euro hostel in Finland, uh, it's shareable. It's two beds in each room. Maybe there are some that has more than one, but the one that I was staying in, it had two beds in it. All right, so I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, so I'm like, this is amazing, right? The next day in the morning, by we get picked up by the bus. No, we get picked up by a shuttle, and then we get dropped off at the we get dropped off at the bus where others are like waiting for the buses to pick us up. We went with like, I don't know, I think we went with 8 buses. And the drive was so long, guys. It was so long that you sleep and wake up. It was an 8 hour drive. It's like I'm traveling from Windhoek to Rundu. It was that long. And when I actually got in Germany, I mean in Finland, when we were waiting for when we had our short break, I actually ended up buying a card, a SIM card, because I needed to communicate with my family. There was no way I was just gonna be there without being online and communicate with my family. Because I was like, is there no way that I can just buy um hold on, let me take this mirror and see how I look. Okay, truth be told, this part is really, really, really red. There is no way I'm just gonna be here and I'm not talking to my family, right? And then, so the guy that was carrying my bag, uh, he was like, "No, we can walk to," because even Pivy, she was like, "You can actually go to the post office. You'll get it there." And then when we went to the post office, they're like, "No, you should go to the kiosk." So we ended up buying it at the kiosk. So I'm like, okay. So we bought the cart. And then when we went, we got to the place. It's so nice. It was a country club at the arena. And then from there, when we got to the arena, the very first thing that we did was to go in the hall in the arena itself so that they can like have the whole welcome situation thing. And then when we got there, I actually ended up getting lost. I don't know where my friends went, where my colleagues went that I traveled with, like my boss and the other guy. So I ended up just following a crowd randomly. So when I followed the crowd randomly, guys, it was a whole group of white people, and I went upstairs. Little did I know that they were actually downstairs. So I ended up taking a wrong turn and I went upstairs. Reason why I'm calling it a wrong turn is because I didn't like what happened next. So when I got up there, they were all seated already, right? But there was a few coming from behind me. So I got there, and then when I got there, the moment I just sat down, they all just stood up and moved all the way to the corner.
What? Oh my god.
And I was like, yo, right there and then, I was like, I want to go home. I don't like this nonsense. I want to go home. I was so heartbroken. Reason why I was being heartbroken is because these people, if you ask them, why are you running? What is it that you're seeing that's making you run away from me? Have you seen a ghost? Why are you running? Like, what is the reason? Hmm. They won't tell you. Or maybe they'll tell me that, hey, you are black, like you're a Negro or something. Because in the back of my mind, I was like, these people are racist. Like, I just saw them as racist. So that's it. There's no other justification. They are racist. And I don't even know where these people were from, because we had all types, all countries all over the world they came. But unfortunately from Africa it was just Namibia and Tanzania that went. So we didn't even get to meet the people from Tanzania. um, I don't know where they were, but in all regards were only three blacks there that went from the different countries. And then the ones from Tanzania, I didn't get to see him, but my boss said his wife, the man's wife, is actually white. So you can guess the treatment was a bit different, I guess. So yeah. And then I was like, ugh, like I don't like this. So in most of the activities, I didn't even want to participate, because every time I went to a group that I was supposed to be in, I was chased. Like, no, you don't belong here. Go to the other one. And then when I go there, they chase me. I'm like, no, you don't belong here. So what I would do is just I'll look for where my boss is. And my boss was not a member. he's a director, so he was with other directors. So I just kept on sitting in the office most of the time. And then there came a time when we were sitting after the whole event thing. In the evening, we were sitting. I was sitting alone. I wanted to go to the room, and then I was called by my boss, right? Like, no, come, let's sit in here and talk to others. So there were these two people, Nigerians that live in the US, a woman and a man. So this man asked me, like, okay, they had a thing where they were teaching. One, the man was teaching music, and then the woman was teaching cooking, right? And then the man asked me, like, so do you guys have he was talking about some certain show, and then I was like, oh, you wouldn't know, you guys don't have um Netflix. I was like, excuse you? What? Of course we have Netflix. Oh, you guys, you have Netflix in Namibia. I'm like, what do you think? Because what? You live in Europe, you are from Nigeria. You think you live in Europe, then the African you left there remains the same until you go back. That's when it's going to develop. Like, yes, we do. And it was like, oh, okay, cool. We're talking. It was fine. And then the woman, because when I went, I had a sew in Brazilian hair. It was so straight, and I had a leave out, right? And then the woman was like, I don't even remember what the whole conversation was about. But then the woman was like,
So why are you even like that? You think you look beautiful. You don't look like an African. An African, you must look like me. Look at me. I have my hair. It's locks. That I have locks here. And then you come here looking like that with fake hair on your head. You look like a goat.
imagine I did not even cross this woman in any bad way. And they are the ones that decided to invite us to a treat that night for dinner. And this woman just decided to attack me on a get go. I was just like, what? And I was emotionally brutalized. I was like, why a whole grown ass woman like you? Why would you come up to a child like me and just start spewing filth and evil words like that to try and do what? Justify yourself as what? You're not an African. You can never be African because you're looking down on another African. Why are you talking to me in that manner? And you know, when she said I look like a goat, at this point, I thought my boss or the other guy that I was with, we traveled with from home, was gonna stand up for me. Hey, wonder shall never end. They said nothing. They just started laughing at me. They laughed at what she said. Because the guy, the Nigerian guy, was like, yo. And then they started laughing. I just looked at her and I was filled in tears and hurt. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to the room. I don't want this. I did not sign up for this. This is not what I came for. It's like I'm being attacked ever since I stepped in Europe. Like, literally, I'm being attacked. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go. And then it's like, so what? Are you angry now? You're not going to eat anymore. I was like, I don't even want to eat anymore. I'd rather just wait for breakfast. Let me just go to the room. So I left and I went to the room. So, yeah, that is what happened to me. I never spoke to that woman again until I got back. And this woman, she stole from me because I wanted some things that I was selling and she stole from me. After she bought what she bought, the men who claimed that Namibia does not have Netflix told me, do you know that she stole from you? Do you know that she doesn't own, she owns a restaurant, but these things are being sold very expensive in Europe and she stole from you? I'm like, why didn't you say something when she was buying it? You stole from me too because you knew I came here with an aim, which is to sell my stuff and enjoy the camp and learn and grow as 4-H is, but you guys stole from me. And then after that, you guys decided to brutalize me, telling me I look fake because I'm wearing weave. I don't look natural. I don't look like a true African person. I look like a goat. Anyways, This is the makeup. It doesn't look so bad. I don't think it looks so bad, but it doesn't look that great either. But again, this is just for fun. Uh, and then I'm gonna just, I don't think I can put a lot. And then it's blending with whatever is happening here. I did not even set, wait, let me try to set my under eyes. Guys, this is why I'm saying I don't know how to do makeup. So whoever wants to do makeup on me, you're welcome. And you know what? The very first time I ever had my makeup professionally done was on cousin's, um, my cousin's, not cousin, but my niece's wedding. It was during my niece's wedding. Her wedding was great. I had my makeup done, and it was nice. It was fair. It was fair. After I was like done, I was like, oh, I don't like my makeup. It doesn't look so good. But my sisters were like, babe, you look good. You look amazing. So, yeah, I like it when I have like some kind of like highlight, but I don't know how to do all those things. So, you can imagine, should I, you see, if I do that, like, this makeup is the worst makeup I've ever done in my life, guys. But yeah, that's what happened, and I was like, yo. But other than that, I really like Finland. I liked it there. I love the people there in Finland. Those people are not racist. Like, those are the best people that I'd rather mingle with in Europe, honestly. They're just amazing. And yeah. And guys, I like how Europe operates. Not Europe, but Finland. I don't know how the rest of Europe operates, but I like how Finland operates. Maybe I just had a fairly bad experience at the airport of Frankfurt in Germany, but I'm not saying I'll never go back there. If I get the opportunity, I'll definitely go again. Finland has always been on my bucket list to just go and explore again. Because I didn't really get to explore a lot because of what I was facing. So it made me feel so bad that I don't want to experience the good things that others were experiencing. Even when they went kayaking, I didn't go. So when my boss came back, it's like, ugh, just wasted my time. I should have stayed back with you. I'm like, what happened? Like, we didn't do anything because the there were no waves, so basically we didn't really do the whole kayaking thing properly. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was just there in the room sleeping. So yeah, but next time I am looking towards being going for other trips again. I really miss traveling. I love to travel. That's why I was like, I want to like travel for a living. But life took the other turn. So you can imagine. I think I relatively did well. I didn't even say that the whole time I was doing my makeup. It's not bad, it's not good either. And that is the story that happened to me. So, whoever wants to do a very good treat on me and book me out with work for work purposes, not just leisure. You know, you gotta work hard and play harder, they say. I'm ready. I'm ready. But yeah, guys, that was the story that I wanted to share and try makeup, playing makeup. So, how do I look? What do you think? How do I look? I feel Like looking like this, I feel like I look good, but with the whole natural light, I don't know how I look. So, how do I look? All right, we're done. Oh, I mean, where are my manners? Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. And bye. God, you call me by my name. Name.